Welcome back. It has been a little while since we last visited this show, so there's probably quite a lot I've forgotten. But suffering isn't one of them. Subaru has gone through a lot in the time that we've known him, trying to get used to the world, its inhabitants, and getting to know that a few times over. Thankfully, the story of Higurashi has acclimatized me to the realm of Groundhog Day and looping timelines due to death, so I'm still going to get traumatized. I remember some of the ones from the last seasons. I don't exactly remember what happened when we left off, but I'm sure I'll pick up on it again. What could go wrong? If this is the first time you're catching the channel, welcome. Enjoy some anime. Check the link in the descriptions for Discord to make sure you don't miss out anything that's going on, or my Patreon for uncensored versions. Who doesn't like that? But for now, get yourselves a little bit of drink. Strap in. We're going to need... But for now, strap in. Get yourself a nice warm drink. We're going to need every bit of calming help that we can achieve. Because let's watch some more ReZero. Now, I saw how long this opening episode was, and my Christ, I so hope my PC can handle an hour and a half. Why is Subaru handling an obstacle course? Maybe a little recap would have been nice for what I saw before. Considering his actual battle prowess throughout the series so far hasn't been top-notch, getting a little training in. Clear indeed. Yeah, getting a little training in, being able to handle himself at least a little bit. Quite useful. And, of course, the first one to bring anything to him will be Beatrice. And just how often, or how little, has he had to restart? Because another thing that I really did like about this show is how it affected his mental state. You know, he got fucked up. Covert. And to be fair, if he's the one that kind of put that all together, it's understandable why it's reminiscent of what we know in some sort of like military training, obstacle courses and the like. One would think that she didn't oppose to this all too badly. Oh, she was working. Cool. That must be important. I don't recognize the voice. Okay. Does that mean the rest of them are here as well? Taller? Well... okay. Julia's had better things to do. Considering what we know that he's involved with, There's a lot going on in this world. Is he, yeah, done having fun with the little ones? Yeah. Still on great terms with one another. Nice. Don't remember his name though. Is the only issue. Is she gonna? Yes, of course she is. Wouldn't be behind him if it wasn't for a kick up the ass. He lives up to his reputation, right? Just like that, he can die a happy man. Quite a lot. Has he learned to handle himself well in the presence of others? Caught themselves before saying bonk it. Hmm? There's a family resemblance. Only in kind words. I don't know how I feel about an episode of this length starting off with such kind of diplomacy and opening up of the other characters, their families in the world. Why has he got a lap pillow? Or cushion? I mean, yeah, in a sense or two. I mean, not much resemblance in the family tree. Is this thing you should divulge across a tea and biscuit kind of conversation? Yeah, that would be me though. Just this conversation, whatever. I'm having the biscuits. Doesn't look that great. Considering that, well, what we know of Subaru, yeah, Spirit Knight might be a bit above and beyond his station. And what is this going to turn into? Some like weird ReZero esque tournament arc between all of the Spirit Knights? Ah, we've got a full fledged uh, Procon kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, Julius doesn't need anyone to sing his praises because you got him right here. Does it only extend to his brother there, or the rest of the family? Considering that reaction, I mean, how can anyone stay under normal pretenses and etiquette and whatnot when you got a personality like that jumping over the table? Yeah, why party? Okay, some fun evening for them. As long as they're not expected to work while they're over there. Huh. I can't exactly remember what happened to the... Can't remember what the word is now. Precipice and whatnot with Puck and everything, so... Ah. He hates Mondays, of course. While everyone else is having their own little conversations, Suru actually notices moments of weakness like that. I will say, I like the backing track for this. Reminds me of an old PS2 game that I used to love. Well, I still love, but still. Slow finger pluck guitar. Right. So the city itself turns into a bunch of sluices and canals. Don't get Miyazaki involved, who had some poison to that lake. And as we know, there is no such thing as a good deed or anything in this world. Not without it being twisted. Can you badger and insult a great spirit back into relevancy? I mean, he's just having fun. Isn't that what his entire pretense and character is about? Are they going to have a chaperone? Okay. And Garfield could be able to handle any, opposition that comes into their way. Subaru will just be the eye candy, of course. Throwing up smoke screens, is that what he calls it? I mean, he does have a particular way of handling conversations in this world. But like I mentioned, I think back when I was old channel watching these, is how does Subaru keep track of the conversations that he has had, considering some of the timelines in which he's deceased? Quite the role promotion from just merchant, isn't it? Are we going to have to limit him on the alcohol consumption? I feel as though there's also one character that has been suspiciously absent for it all, and now coming back to her. Even in a deep sleep like that, still getting pristine fringe. They do say, when in comas and whatnot, people can or respond to, not verbally, but there are brain signals that respond to conversations. So, where did he pick up that running gait? Been watching some cartoons. Don't have a chance. Is it actually going to handle the ascension to the throne and that whole predicament in this season? The whale. I remember bits and pieces, but yeah, the whale. I mean, there are definitely some with grand plans for the future. My question is, considering we were introduced to the witches and everything, how or if they're entwined in the shadows anywhere? I mean, for their respective areas of expertise and whatnot, they all have areas that would benefit society in a way. Yeah, it's you got to relearn everything as well as your duty in this world. You're gonna slip behind. Almost as if it was ordained that way, or her fall just hasn't happened yet. So understandable. You don't want to be indebted with anyone else. Just let someone else take control. Is that it? While those two relax inside. She's there for the moral support. They have been hanging out a lot. The window's open so he can hear as well. Keep your eyes on the road. Well, good thing that it's a rather empty path. Someone's going to have their license revoked. Surprised if there wouldn't be some sort of regulation in this one, actually. That's not a bad reveal for a walled fantasy city. Perspective of the river canal thing going through the middle. So, is the entire thing going to flood and keep them there and be, as what was just said, a trap? Does that mean intended purpose hasn't come to pass yet. They seem to be about the same speed. Making friends along the journey. I mean, yeah, there's certain architectural stylings that seem reminiscent. Not going to greet him yourself? So, the minimum respect that he deserves. Not much is ever going to change Subaru. Not in his reactions to Julius there. How could I possibly ignore such a spirit? Well, Otto just, I'll go fuck myself then. And are the introductions going to continue on, or everyone goes inside? You know, as per usual with Otto. That's the only way to pay penance. There is no escape. He can just slink back into the background and go unnoticed. Personally, it's a boon rather than a punishment. He would be well versed for some reason. Now, is there any particular reason as to why something like this exists, or it was passed on down? Watching of the wilderness. He just appeared in this world and changed it with grand ideas. Which means that, you know, there's an above zero chance that there are more. Actually, it's just getting onto the meat of the conversation. I mean, if she is claiming that herself, that's quite a title. Are there any more double barrel sentence paragraphs for his name? Is hmm. Does that mean that the entire city can come to a standstill and whatnot, should that tower be compromised? But since there's... Yeah, if he's going in, he's bringing Otto with him. Is there a little travel water sickness? And with punishment for polluting the canal. This isn't something that I'd be able to get over very well either, because travel sickness and illnesses like that are rife. Why, oh why would she do that? So... good. She'll keep him company through this rough time of exploring the city. That was an easy transition to show a little passage of time and them getting around. I do like the kind of obvious one of pan up to the sky and pan down again. I don't suppose they have a map. Is there a tourist information point they can go to? This area has its own music track? Oh. So there are street buskers and everything here as well? Is there going to be mob justice now for interrupting the song? Keep your hands out of the... Yeah, okay. I saw... Oh, there was... Yep, there was a potato or two. I saw her reach for that basket. So what a question I had has been answered. He hasn't had fear for his life in about a year. Was it his... I mean, there's... Does it end in a prison sentence? I think that would be proper justice. To be fair, if you did have a street busker that was able to think on their feet and create a song on the spot, that is some talent. Didn't expect the duet. When did this turn into a musical? I mean, they just got into the groove. Music is a mysterious feat. Introductions can come later once you haven't suffered the threat of death from Beatrice. I mean, if she's... she's one of those. Yeah, she reminds me of a certain someone from another show I've watched. So, chance encounters and meetings and whatnot is par for the course, but to meet a musician while they're looking for the songstress type thing before? Chances. Oh, yeah, that was what I was going to say. If she is, living off of the music and the instrument on her back, I'd be a little perturbed if someone scared away their audience, their paying crowd. Is it free? Do not invoke his name. And the fact that he just comes out with that so blatantly into the fact. The what? Natsuki Subaru, the what now? I mean, maybe not fully incorrect. I see that his battles in history and victories haven't gone unnoticed. So much for one man in such a short amount of time. Is she going to have much more inspiration for songs now? I mean, is there any chance he's going to be able to get rid of you? Yeah, the day that he took a trip to the supermarket, I'm sure that would interest her as well. She wants to hear everything and everything, after all. Helps. Unless this is a self-proclaimed kind of thing going off and it gets chucked out immediately. Is entrance barred for her? But when you know that someone really needs whatever you're selling, it's not completely made up fancies that she has there. Someone's been put off the transaction. Is he gonna throw? Yeah, he is. Someone is a little handsy. So, I mean, yeah. Let's hope he didn't explode the crystal that she needed. If he had just let her intrude into the room and... If anyone is walking down the street with a smile like that on his face, yeah, you know to run. This is just a passing meeting, an accident, in the water city. Fate is a funny thing indeed. Why would you say that? Yeah, it's great when you have that feeling of deja vu or reminiscence when they're dressed so sharply as well. Always, thinking about the job, never taking a break, that boy. Why are they sporting a nice little chain? Also, how big is this city that so many people with interesting designs are all coming together? Do you have... I don't remember. Oh! Jesse, James, and Meowth. That's what I'm going from it. Yep, and Meowth, yep. Has he come up in the world? Does he now have the monetary payment to hire out this place? Ah. Oh, if he has proper connections there. Why is Reinhardt here, though? Yeah. The man, the myth, the overpowered legend. I mean, it's a bit difficult to have a conversation between the two of them. How much did he struggle to say that? I mean, not quite the same as saying Julius was the help, but still. Yep, and offense is the strongest defense after all, so a shield would punch out first. So is anyone going to, since his aim was true, a nice little compliment on the side there. Is anyone going to say about what Jesse has been up to? Has now been gainfully employed? I mean, it felt is taking in all of the down and outs, the riffraff, and reforming them and whatnot, giving them another chance to live, have a reason. That makes sense. 5 seconds is all he needs. Wonder if that equates for everything. Put him back in his place every once in a while. Rein in the guard dog. Everyone is here. Is that a revelation? Don't believe I knew they were related before. Probably not something that, yeah, they want to acknowledge for one reason or another. Not a story that they'd be willing to go over just over tea and biscuits. There's some of them wouldn't be all too accepting of random invitations and like that, especially in big groups. Just okay. Considering his history. Seeing what is, yeah, most beneficial, would gain the most favor, etc. Even considering everything that he went through, everything that's happened across the story, even though Emilia was right next to him. How many sins has he come across? Obviously, the sloth. I think I've been shown or seen, thanks to YouTube Shorts, another one of the sins. I mean, if we saw Reinhardt and Jesse, of course there'd be some sort of entrance like this. It was left outside. And she just happened to stumble along over here. She taking the head of the tables, yeah? I mean, yeah. A little at a time. You can't expect it to be fully following all that etiquette bullshit. But the automatic massage chairs in this day and age, in this world. He hasn't felt right for a while. Just go out and practice a little. But she's so, yeah, nonchalant about it all. just wanting any sort of acknowledgement for putting on airs, putting on the cutters, yeah. Well, that's probably earned him a few favours, hasn't it? Hair down. Yeah, that's just killed him. I think I just saw him have an aneurysm. His face is flush, his heart is beating. He will be punished accordingly. Was that what... You're going to be happy about that as well? Or, yeah, I'm not here for your compliments. Does anyone have any motives that aren't ulterior over here? Let's ignore that and move on. Yeah, you don't make jokes like that against the... against those that are suffering with memory loss. That is an interesting character to return. Aha. So his little outburst against Reinhardt here, and the feelings of why he's not the strongest. Ah. Good thing that his little episode ended just before Mimi appeared. It's hard to tell. He's constantly got that resting ass face. A useful bit of advice there, I think. I mean, there's plenty of people around him that he can take inspiration from for looking like an idiot. Yeah, this city, its waterworks and whatnot, do look fairly nice. How many takes did they go through of just random humming like that? Was that rope metaphorical uncurling? Or story plot? Since he is winding down a little. Yep, there is just a boat going down the river. Does it seem to be... Remember, you can't... Okay, I was going to say, you can't pollute the river. Does sinking a boat like that count? Well, he's found a baying crowd and an audience, those that admire his greatness. Yep. And just like that, the tale of the gorgeous tiger went down in history. That's a massive fork. Is Amelia going to be losing her night thanks to this delicious spread in front of them? Are you talking about wasabi? It's a danger after all, yeah. Did the others get tired and back off? Uh-huh. How old is this older sister? She can receive a... Okay, he's not going to receive a beating. But... Well... Uh-huh. That's interesting. I mean, there's probably lookalikes everywhere, but the hell's going on with that story? And I see that she got over the fear of wasabi quite quickly. Is he the one that should be apologizing for startling when he was just standing still, not making any noise? Just taking in the moonlight. I don't know, I wouldn't mind hearing it once in a while. Yeah, proper talk in the dead of night. He is a man of fewer words. I mean, we heard, or we got to see a bit of his life and what it was, thanks to the the story surrounding the whale. So we couldn't put it down even if he tried. But in times of strife, see what? Flip like a switch, able to act in accordance to her role. I like that. Even those with grand powers or were labelled with these massive responsibilities. At the end of the day, they are still people with their own likes and wants. But it is in that uselessness and insignificance that he finds his place, that makes him the powerhouse he needs to be. I mean, they're around the same age and whatnot, but Is this something that he's going to be willing to discuss? Well, when it's in front of a crowd and a grave like that, yeah. And then, yeah, the rift has just been growing steadily since, and the chance of reconciliation. I mean, if you think about it, is there anything stopping him trying to just apologize and whatnot? No, not really, but it's so difficult at the same time. That's in a world we have now, let alone one of strife and people dying in battle constantly like this. He's using his insignificance in this world quite well. Is he going to come across Garfield and the that were not there, but no, it just transferred over to this place. Okay, morning routine done. Another fateful encounter. Drowning his sorrows. I mean, I haven't actually paid much attention to Otto there, so I didn't know if he was. The fact he moved her out of the way. Don't dirty your dress. You think he's in the right mood to plan an itinerary for today? Green guy. Doesn't need a chaperone all the time. Surprised the Reinhardt isn't able to keep up with her, although. You called? Hmm. I mean, what was it? 5 seconds for. I can't remember the name, that was said several times. For Jessie, but 1 for her. Any particular reason why Beatrice got bored and started searching through the desks? Missing? And now they haven't returned yet either. I'm guessing that the mother that we saw is just either there is a proper story that going on there with Garfield, or we've got another major issue at hand. Someone that can pick on the weaknesses in your life, your memories. tea, breakfast. Is it? Ah, you're having a. Hmm. Okonomiyaki is not. I haven't actually. I don't think I've had one, but it is something that is super easy. And obviously, if you just have a little bit of everything and fry it up, nothing could go wrong. I mean, if it's a self service kind of thing, they can have it however they like. She hasn't even finished the first 5. But she's not complaining, I see. There's a certain knack to it. Why do I get a feeling like this is coming from a blimp or something? Hmm. I mean, if it's like a morning announcement news service, nice, but what people who work the night shift. She just gets everywhere, doesn't she? A nice bit of music to enjoy our breakfast on. Suddenly, the audio quality of the transmission got marginally better. And how something as subtle as that can push them. Admitting his weakness, his inability in reaching out for help. Guess you gotta open the door somehow. Yeah, the timing is suspicious, isn't it? Is this how you start your mornings, with 4 or 5 bottles? I mean, is no one here going to intervene, going to speak up, considering, you've just intruded on a personal event like this? Hmm. It doesn't seem as though the leadership was earned, not with that attitude. I mean, yeah, do you really want to start something here? I mean, if he's picking fights early in the morning while being completely pissed. I mean, no middle name there or anything, so he's not in that much trouble. Is Reinhard going to interject at all? No. Uh-huh. Right. Airing their dirty laundry, the family history for all to hear. I mean, good that he's giving out this exposition, the story here, but any particular reason? Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's an extra middle name in there to really hone in the point. Yeah, if he's just here to cause a scene and make people feel bad, well, now you've just awoken a bit of a beast that won't be able to be held back. Really, yeah, put him on the spot. So he had some leverage on the other two to keep them quiet, so he used that. And he's a higher position than. Aha. Looks like we have another guest. Yeah, they're having grand fun with each other here. He is so memorable, Subaru. Still don't remember him. he, our good friend there, trying to help with the situation and let her remember him. I mean, of course he wouldn't exactly say anything, but not even a flinch at being called a peasant. I guess that is in of itself something that happened. Although I don't think the cooking lesson is going to go all too well. The one that's still on there is going to burn. I mean, yeah, and if you've got someone like that who is aiming to capture the throne and everything, was that to calm him or to stand in resolute duty beside him? I mean, I don't think she was speaking to you. Huh. Which means that he is on a very tenuous knife point. That is an order. So I do like this bit of kind of family intrigue and whatnot here. Don't give everything away so easily. He has outlived his importance here in this story. Almost entirely, if it wasn't for Al. I mean, at least wax the floor after you've dragged his face across it. Would they fight it tooth and nail, or got better things to do? And she has an army behind her that has nothing left to lose as well. It's so good to see that they all get along so swimmingly. I do love the differences in the approach of all of them and their personalities, though, considering they are thinking about the story of the future of the nation in their hands, kind of thing as well. Huh. Yeah, if someone else takes the fall and makes the outburst, they can seem a lot more reserved in comparison. Is he actually thanking him for his interjections? I mean, Judas did stand, but considering he couldn't really, considering his position and everything. I do like how Subaru just sees things on its surface, Don't stand behind by rules, positions, and precedent and whatnot. Wear your heart on your sleeve. Show the world what you need, or what you mean. Having having all 3 generations of that family under one roof there, and that's how they interact with one another, and having the backstory of the Sword Saint and whatever actually transpired with Reinhardt and whatnot. Oh. So what, that was dereliction of duty or... Ah, okay. Suspicious timing, one might say. Unfortunately, there isn't a way to project his true feelings or wants to the people, to everyone. Well, unless there's a broadcast system, and if only it reached the entire world. Yeah, there's no need to put on a mask, to put up your guard all the time. Just be yourself. Would we like to see his actual self without all the pretense? the clash between them is so evident and so nice to see when they are brought together just in a one-to-one conversation like that. Did I just see that guy in the back skip? So, oh, are we back to seeing more street performances? Ah, okay. I wondered whose arm that was. Is he going to put her in her place with his own dance moves now? Going to find employment? The girl. Can't even face them in a conversation. Not very good manners. Yeah, she has her own wants and fancies every now and again. Dance is one of them, apparently. Does that mean Liliana has magic in that loot? There we go. Finding gainful employment. But she's going to have to bow out because the love of the game is itself its own fun. Doesn't want to be held down by anything. Not only it's her own way of life, but culture throughout her family, a tradition, as it were. Yeah, you can't spread the word and the music if there's no one to hear it. She only shows a bit of lenience and humanity when there's no one around to witness it. I mean, we all thought it, but he didn't need to say it. No matter where they are. I like that outlook. Someone that has the world in her basket kind of thing, but allows a little bit of freedom, despite everything. And what will it be called? This new song? Maybe say it for the third time. Oh, there he is again. He didn't exactly try to avoid bumping into him. That was an impressive slide by Subaru. It doesn't sound like it's on the... Fuck! on the tannoy. Yeah, that would explain it. 120 in, 10 minutes left. Why wouldn't you be Raph? Well, Subaru's going to be revisiting his outburst in the inn soon, I think. Three of them in particular. Why those three in particular? Is it because they were talking and therefore didn't just shut up, or something else? If you have any questions, well, at least they're quite amicable and open to discussion. Considering, someone introduced themselves as an Archbishop of Sin. Yeah, Subaru's not exactly new to this, so. Yeah, you can have your speech, whatever. I'm out of here, though. Why is he being so upfront and talkative to someone that has got some impressive moves on the top of a tower, but Subaru, you know what they're capable of. Don't goad. I have some. When you have someone that is so on the surface friendly and open like this, it's a sin of wrath, but talking about love and the like. What is the true epitome of love? Is it going to be the woman that Garfield met just in disguise? The sudden vocal shift. Ooh, I like that. I don't like that, but I like that. Resonation from the music that we heard just now, but I mean, okay, everyone's into it. Okay, cool, yeah. Right. Okay, so this is the power here. The spell card. Is that a name that I'm going to have to remember here, or well, because Subaru's going to have to be finding him. Okay. And that's when took her place. Who was she to deny such a heartfelt wish? What the fuck is going on? The fact you got the entire crowd behind them as well. But it is... Yeah, okay. Under some sort of... Yeah, there we go, thank you. Everyone gets on so well. We just need to, fix the conflicts between everyone here. That's how Subaru's going to get out of this mess. Starts off with Reinhardt. I mean, the crowd decided to turn on her, but... cults are a terrifying thing, but when you've got a figure in charge with such an enigmatic voice and outfit... shit. Well, it isn't exactly how I hoped this would end, but... apart from the fear of falling, the face first thing is probably for the best. They are linked. Everyone under the... or in the vicinity under her spell is linked. Wait, what? He's only back about 30 minutes? Well, shit. There's the bell. There's the time. Yeah, the thought of tea and snacks just not something he could stomach. He's been out of it for a year to be suddenly shoved back in with such visceral realization. Christ. I mean, I guess Subaru's kind of experiencing the same thing I am right now. He's been out of it for a while. He hasn't seen it up front and personal. And here we go. What is this music? Is it going to end with that up inflection at the end of this each? No, okay, but yeah, this episode, I can understand why it was an hour and a half long. Having everything that it needed to show off for the beginning of this entire season in such hostility. I could see it easily being stretched out or cut up into 3 episodes and whatnot, but it wouldn't have quite the same impact. With a discussion about the arch sin of gluttony, him already having the thing with Pittelgeist and sloth, now having wrath so in their face. I'm thinking that somehow Garfield is going to be crucial in all of this, considering he just disappeared as well. But if you can get someone behind you and getting a crowd going like that, even if it is using a little suggestive magic, this is going to be a difficult one to overcome. Even if Subaru knows it's coming, can he protect himself? Good thing that there were so many players on the board. We've got all of the pieces that we need. The game of chess here is going to be interesting. Julius, Reinhardt, Wilhelm. Couldn't help wish for a better crowd. I am terrified to actually know or to find out where this goes, because usually things don't go horrible at the end of the very first episode. So, are we going to spend half the season just in this place, in Prestella, or whatever the place is called, trying to right the wrongs and group demise? So I think having the story also include Amelia trying to coming here to get a crystal to try and get back Puck, to have her spirit now part of the story again after everything that happened, is a big piece, considering it was such a small part of the episode. But, just part of the story, and it being kind of crux to a lot of it, considering how big Puck was in her life. But now swept aside with everything else that has been going on. Granted, it was a full movie kind of length, so yeah, there's going to be a few stories and plots, subplots, all intertwined. But having a casual trip to the city like this, having a meeting set up with other throne ascendant wannabes, and suddenly the arrival of a sin, a cardinal sin. Yeah, amazing. Do these kind of things just happen all over and we're not privy to them because, it's not part of Subaru's story? I would be very interested to find out. But the fact that we've got this potentially not so random kids being abducted and used in such a way by Raph. All of the throne candidates, their knights, Garfield going off and stories and finding someone like his mother or something, how are you going to focus on any of the stories? There's so much. But at the very least, I do like Subaru putting a bit of his straightforwardness to some of the other characters, having Julius be like, don't be so uptight, you bastard. Good advice. Only undercut slightly by the darkness of Reinhardt's family and that storyline. I'm guessing he went out to try and help, sort of saying got caught because of him. That's what was meant by he killed her. Classic kind of story. But then again, ReZero might try and do something a little more abstract, considering everything that's gone on. I do like the constant prods and jibes and jokes about Subaru and his eclectic group of little people that follow him around. Yeah, if he's not on a watch list, he probably should be. But Subaru really doesn't have a lot of time, does he? Going back to just before he went off to get a few snacks for the meeting. I mean, yeah, enough time to maybe uncover one element of the plot that's going on out of 100. It's going to be the floor is going to be stained red before this is over. And I'm guessing he's still under Echidna's grasp of not being able to divulge what he knows. I'm just having flashbacks of when I was so naive and happy back before I saw any ReZero, and then what it's done to my psyche since. I've enjoyed this. Hopefully you have as well. There is so much that happened, so much that went on that I have forgotten half of it. And that's just this episode alone. So I'm sure that you will let me know anything, any important factors, any good story beats, characters, history of the show that may prove relevant. Just leave that down in the comments section. And if you enjoyed, if you liked seeing whatever input I had on it, leave a like on the video and consider subscribing while you're at it. You can also jump onto my Discord for polls and understandings and votes and notifications and memes and the occasional game and whatnot in voice chat. But for now, really do take care of yourselves. Stay away from any crowded areas. You never know what might be dropping in on you. Not sure that's a lesson that was meant to be taken from this, but get some rest. See you for the next one.